So here we are with our quick dip method, and we are going to show you how we do a French tip over a broken nail. So my nail, we're going to use this middle nail because as you can see it's all broken and cracked, so I'm going to hand the camera over, watch your finger because the camera's up there, to my little assistant. We're using our file from the nail tech store. Oopsie. From the nail tech store, and we're opening it so it's nice and sanitary. So be sure to wash your hands prior to doing this. And can you see how crooked my nail is? So we are going to actually just kind of round the edges off, make it nice and even, so as my nail grows out under the tip it'll grow out even and not all jaggedy. Because when you do turn your hands over, you do see that, unless you take the tip off and start over again. Okay, so now that I've got the edges down, more or less, good. Before we do that, I'm going to actually show you these tips. Now on these tips, they're all different sizes. I've just spilled them out here, so we have a collection of them, and you have to size the tip properly to fit your fingernails. So say for example this one is a number 4, and up in the top corner here, you won't be able to see it on the camera, but in the corner here is a number 4. And where you want it to fit, there's a little groove in the bottom of most nails, and that is called a well. And that's to put the glue in that area, and then you press it onto the nail. So this one, if you can see, it's can you see the edge there right here, that it doesn't fit properly? It has a gap, and it's if we line this side up, then this side is way hung over the edge, so that's way too big. This one is more of a thumbnail. This is size 2, so that would fit a thumb, as you can see. And this one is a number 7. I'm sure it's too small, obviously, so we'll line that side up and press it. You can see that it doesn't even come to the edge of my nail. So assuming 7 is too small, 4 is too big, we need something in between. We're going to choose a 5, which lining it up with that wall comes to there. It's a little big, but I think 6 might be too small. So here's a 6. Let's just try that. Well, actually, you know what? That one's going to work better. So you see the edge isn't lining up right perfectly. So what we're doing is taking our file and we're just going to trim the side of that. And you know, these plastic tips file very, very quickly. Very quickly. So you only need a few strokes to take that away. So that's better. See how nicely that lines up now? Okay. Good. So what we do is take our glue, and we're going to apply a little bit of glue in the well area. If it would come out, we would. There it is. Okay. Just a thin bead. I actually think I have way too much here. So just wipe some off and put it to the tip and press it back, and you can see that I do have too much glue. Now it's important when you're gluing a tip on that you don't hold it like this, or of course you'll glue it straight up in the air. If you hold it like this, there'll be a gap at the back. So it's very important when you glue a tip on that you lay it perfectly flat, and if you can see from the side how nice that curve is going to be, and just hold it for a few seconds and wait for it to harden. I did take way too much glue, so note that. I'm going to get a little paper towel here. Sorry about that, the tip fell off, so I didn't hold it long enough because I did take too much glue. So we're back in, trying to put the tip back on. Okay, so just wait a few seconds. Okay, so we're just holding it for a bit. Are we in a shadow there, or are we okay? Okay. Alright. So as you can see, I've got a little bit too much glue, so we're just going to take it and wipe it onto the nail. Okay, so now obviously this nail is far too long for me. Let's just hold the camera there if we can.
Shattered.
There we go. Got that? So I'm not a big long nail wearer like some people, so we are going to cut it. Now our tip cutters have a little post inside them there, so we have to snip into it. And I like my nails fairly short, so we're going to snip in one side. Am I still in the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we're going to snip in the other. We have to twist it because the post isn't long enough to fit the whole nail in there. So then we can take a little edge off if we want, like that. I like my nails squoval, which is kind of square on the top and rounded on the edges. So I flattened the top a little bit. You can round the edges now if you want to, or you can do it once you've got the product on. It's easier to do it now though because there's less to file through. You don't have any of the strength of the product to have to file through. Okay, so let's just get some shape into that. Okay, so let's move these out of the way. And I forgot to mention, as we did in this video for this nail, is to etch them prior to putting the tip on so that they're nice and clean and all the oil is off the nail. So we did that previously. So before you put the tip on, make sure that you file the nail and etch it down, okay? So now we're going to use our products. Let's open our glue and we'll, whoopsie, open our powder and take the cap off of our spray. Alright, so we're painting the nail. Nice thin coat. Just make sure you cover the whole thing. And then we're dipping, and again just tapping off the excess. Okay. A little too much on the sides there. I actually took a bit too much glue this time. And as you can see, you don't have to hold your nail in the powder for very long. Alright, let's take some glue and just tap it into the nail. Alright. Now a quick spray to harden. And we're going to do it 2 times. Just make sure it's nice and dry. And paint onto the nail. Dip into the powder. Tap off the excess. Alright. Just going to let that solidify for a little moment while I put the lid on my jar. And tap into the nail. And now we spray. And we just let it harden. And again, you'll do all of them at the same time. Okay, so we're back again. We just let that harden for a little minute because we only did one at a time. If we did all 5, we could have gone straight into all 5. So again, one more coat of the resin and the activator, as it's called. So that's brush on glue, and this is called Acrylic Cure, which hardens the glue. So we're done with that for now, and we put everything away, let it harden, and then we're going to take our file. Oh, it's already dry. And we take our file, and again, pulling towards you, we're going to take away all the little grooves and dips and bumps. And these nails are perfect if you want to put on nail polish after. You are more than able to do that. And just use a non-acetone polish remover when you go to remove the polish. So if you use one with acetone, it will start to take the product away. So we want to use one that is a non-acetone remover. So as you can see with my file, I explained earlier that there's a soft side and a coarse side to this nail file. I am now using the coarse side because this is not my natural nail that I am working on, and I want to get the product brought down rather quickly. So I am using the more abrasive side, and you see where the glue trickles down into the corner. Just pry that away and get underneath and just gently take that away so you don't cut yourself underneath, because the files are sharp. But you also don't want that hanging on the edge because it will drive you crazy. And we're taking all the shine away. Okay, and just look to make sure that it's the same thickness all around. Got a little bit more height over here, so we're just going to shave that off a smidge so that it's not heavier on one side than the other. And now we can shape our free edge a little bit by taking off the excess. Some of the powder and the glue seems to hang on the edge sometime, cause a little bit of an edge, see, like that one. So you just want to take that away and make sure that the edges are nice and smooth, and then you can go over it one more time with your, let me see that, there we go, with your glue and your activator. Just straightening it a little bit. Take the edges off. You can bevel them up like that. Going underneath and rocking your file is called beveling. Okay, so now let's take our glue and we'll paint it on one more time. And, excuse my reach, we're going to spray it one more time. Let it harden, and we are finished. So that is all that you need for this method. Again, it's called the quick dip method. This one was done as a natural nail overlay. This one was done with a French tip that we glued on, and we just buffed right over top of it. And we're going to go ahead and do them all natural, because I do want to wear some polish. So we're going to finish the application all with natural and put polish on over top. Okay? Take care.